Picture a skeleton lying in a cave, about 10,000 years old. Now picture that, half a mile up the same quiet English road, one of his living relatives is standing in front of a class, teaching history. That sounds impossible. It is completely real. And in 1997, DNA proved it. It starts in 1903. Workmen digging a drainage ditch inside Gough's cave in Cheddar Gorge hit something they did not expect. A human skeleton, almost complete, pressed into the cave floor. It would turn out to be about 10,000 years old, from the Middle Stone Age, and still the oldest near-complete skeleton ever found in Britain. They called him Cheddar Man. He was a young man, only in his early 20s when he died, and he had lived and died right there in the gorge. Fast forward to the 1990s. A geneticist at Oxford, Professor Bryan Sykes, had a wild idea. He drilled a tiny sample from one of Cheddar Man's molars and pulled out his DNA. Then he asked a strange question. What if this man's family never actually left? So he tested people living in the town of Cheddar right now, ordinary residents, and a group of local school children, to see if anyone still carried the same ancient line. And he found a match, but not in one of the children. The match was one of their teachers, Adrian Targett, a local history teacher who happened to live about half a mile from the cave where Cheddar Man was found. When they compared the two sequences, a stretch of about 400 letters of DNA, Targett and a man who died 10,000 years earlier differed at just one single position, almost identical. Here is why that is staggering. This particular kind of DNA is passed down almost unchanged, from a mother to her children, generation after generation. So between Cheddar Man and a modern history teacher sits an unbroken chain of roughly 300 mothers. 10,000 years of one family, quietly living in the same corner of England, while the pyramids rose and fell and empires came and went. It is one of the farthest a living person's family line has ever been traced by DNA. His people, it turned out, basically never left the valley. Then, in 2018, scientists at the Natural History Museum in University College London went further. They read Cheddar Man's entire genome and used it to rebuild his face, and it surprised almost everyone. The DNA pointed to blue or green eyes, dark curly hair, and, most likely, dark to brown skin. In other words, the first Britons probably did not look the way we had always pictured them. Pale skin came later than people assumed. Now, let me be straight with you about two things, because the headlines rounded them off. First, this kind of DNA only follows the mother's line, her mother, back and back. So it proves that Targett and Cheddar Man share the same ancient maternal ancestor. It makes them relatives across deep time, not that Targett is a direct descendant of that exact man. Relative is the honest word, not descendant. And second, that dark skin is a best guess read from his genes, not a settled fact. The scientists themselves said the sample was patchy, and that better data would be needed to know for sure just how dark he was. The wonder here does not need exaggeration. So the next time 10,000 years sounds impossibly far away, remember Cheddar Man and the teacher up the road. 300 mothers. Half a mile of English countryside. One thread that somehow never broke. Deep time is closer than it feels. And the quiet stranger standing next to you might just be family, older than history itself.